Hello friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we are going to begin the restoration of the Signature Gardens grass. If you will remember, we kind of let you know that we were attacked by fall armyworms. That is a relatively common occurrence, pest that happens here all throughout the South, and we were just completely caught off guard, and the armyworms completely ate all of the roots of our grass and killed it. So if you missed that video, I will link it so you can go back and look at that. But what we're doing is we're starting fresh with the sod here. So today we are beginning that process. We're not having the sod come in today. This is like a prep day. Also, we have a huge delivery of gorgeous new shrubs and perennials coming from our friends at Hawks Ridge Farms in Hickory, North Carolina. Cannot wait for that to come and see all of the goodies that are in there. I will, of course, will share that with you. So let's just talk about first what we're doing here. We are here bright and early in the morning, just trying to beat the heat because there's going to be some manual labor involved for today. So here we are on the side of the Signature Garden, and you can see that the grass, is no longer. What little bit of green grass we had left, we went ahead and mowed it down super low, came through with the weed eater and just weed eated it. So if you see a little hint of green, that is the grass that is still alive. But then you come over here and we just have absolute complete dead patches. What we're going to do, the plan is, so today is Tuesday and today is the prep day. So we're going to fix a couple of irrigation heads that need to be fixed. They had gotten whacked with machinery, and so they need to be replaced. So we're going to do that. Andrew and Jerry are over there. We'll go there in just a second. But we're going to install a water line to the fountain. That way it has continuous source of water and we're not having to haul the hose to it. Like right now, it looks like it's really low and so it needs to be filled. In order to do that, we have to get the hose link, which is back here, and then stretch it across the garden, which isn't like horrible. I mean, it fits, right? But the problem is now that the annual beds are so full, we have to navigate that. So while we're in construction mode, we're just gonna go ahead and put in some more infrastructure and get a water line to the fountain. Yeah, you can see that it's really low, and that's why it is not bubbling as much. So I need to fill that up. So they're going to, oh, they've already done it. Well, there you go. So they've already trenched the line starting here. There you go. Look at them. Johnny's on the spot. So there is the trench right through there, under the wall. Here we go. And yes, that trench is shallow. We are in North Carolina, zone 8A. Our ground does not freeze in the wintertime. So we were talking to some friends from Michigan and they have to go 36 inches down. We're like, yeah, no, we go like 6 inches down. Just enough to make sure that the machinery doesn't cut it. So it comes right through here and then connects in right there. So they obviously have not laid the pipe yet, so they're going to do that and get that all squared away. So first things first on this, get that taken care of, replace the there's actually three heads. So one head was accidentally damaged early on in the season. The mower caught the top of it and just took it off, and then when Jerry and Jackson were in here doing all the weeding and everything, they damaged another one. Two more. So this little head, it got taken off. You can see that the cap is gone. So they're just going to go ahead and replace that one. I think Jackson was the one that hit that with the weed eater. And then Jerry, bless his heart, when he goes big, he goes big. So he absolutely destroyed this irrigation head. I think with the mower, he ran over it. And because there's no grass here, of course, it's sticking up. So, I mean, he just demolished that thing. So those three need to get switched out, which is not going to be that big of a deal. Then step one. Step two, we're going to come back through, they're going to come back through and lay fresh soil all over the garden. Because one, we're not going to, in a typical situation when you're going to lay sod down, what you do is come through with like a Harley rake and you're like raking up the soil, right? Because you need you don't need slick soil to put sod on. You need a little bit of texture to it so the roots can really grab hold of it. Well, because this sod is completely gone, If we were to take a Harley rake in here, you see the webbing. So this is the plastic webbing that actually holds the sod together when you lay it down. If we were to bring in a Harley rake, an aerator, something like that, it's going to catch all of this plastic webbing and it is going to make an absolute disaster. Plus, we do have some areas in the garden that are they've had some little spots that have kind of sunk down. So we're going to use this opportunity to level some things out. Like for some reason, there's like a little divot, a little ditch here. I don't know if that was like an irrigation line that has kind of sunk and settled. There's also this spot right here with this irrigation head. There's kind of a bit of a hole right here. So we're going to use this opportunity to take the soil and come through and level everything up. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a little Creekside special blend of soil that we pulled out from the terrace garden. We had to dig a hole up at production, so we've got more of a sandy kind of loamy, sandy soil. We're going to mix those together and then come through and then top dress. When the sod comes on Friday, they're going to be bringing some soil cubes, and soil cubes are a topsoil compost. It's a compost, so that will the whole entire garden will get a top layer of that soil cube. So that's exactly what the sod will really sit on and adhere to. Great nutrition from that. So trying to start early. They've gotten a good start first thing here in the morning. The delivery is supposed to come at 9, and so we'll take you along for the ride on that as well. In the meantime, if they're not needing me for something specifically, I'm just going to be here in the garden doing a little trimming, a little cleaning up, a little weeding. We'll see. You know, Jenny's very ambitious on these days, and
yeah, we do need to trim out back out.
Yes, we need to trim out the sweet potato vine.
Sweet potato vine and the verbenas.
Yes.
On the corners.
Yeah.
They didn't get to that last time.
Not a problem. So I can jump on that right now.
Yeah. Yesterday I saw the Gaston County Extension Service sent out their fall Army alert. A little late.
A little late there, my friends. A little late. That's okay. It's all right. So I've seen.
Gotten, because they had a lot of people calling in.
Yeah.
And maybe some folks.
And I've seen on social media other nurseries and other landscapers talking about the fall armyworms. It is especially bad this year. So it is.
Talk about why?
No. So that's what I was going to get into, because it was interesting. A lot of y'all on the video when we were talking about this and telling you what happened, a lot of you had never even heard of fall armyworms. Which you wouldn't, because it is a southern thing. And those of you, then we had some people that were like, well, I was wondering why my grass was looking terrible. I went out and did the test, Jerry, and oh my gosh, there were armyworms. And then some people were just like, you don't have armyworms. And I'm like, yeah, we do. Sorry, yeah, we do. So what it is it comes from a moth. So the moth starts in Florida.
Well, any of the Gulf state
Yes,
regions.
the Gulf states. So Florida, Texas. The Gulf state regions, Louisiana. So the moth starts there and then migrates as the season progresses up to us. And then the moths come in at night and lay their eggs and in the gardens, in the turf, and they only eat turf. So we don't have to worry about the plants. It's only turf, hay, that kind of thing.
It's a few plants, but not really anything in our garden.
Right, but a lot of people worry about the garden. They're fine. It's the turf and the hay. And we've had a lot of you who have hay fields and farmers that were like, we've been treating acres for days and days and days. So
because once it starts, you have to be on it until we get to frost.
Right, and there are preventative treatments that you can do. So we
can show that later.
We will, but I'm just saying.
It's a fancy name for that thing.
We will, but we're just getting into it. But people were like, is there a way you can prevent it? Yes, we can prevent it. We will work on that. Obviously, that will now be part of our regimen as far as the gardens and the grass and all of that stuff. And so just know you can prevent it. And so hopefully this is a one and done. We don't want to lay sod again.
So those Gulf state regions had like an exceptionally warm, wet spring, which then helped produce an abundance of them. It happened one other time recently, and it was in 2023, I think it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah. 2022, 1 somewhere. Yeah.
Somewhere within the last 5 years.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so I'm gonna get to trimming sweet potato vine and verbena. The fellas are gonna lay down the pipe, and I'm also gonna fill the fountain so that way, well, I may need to turn it off so they don't get splattered. I don't know. It's a fun day here at Creekside. Jerry and Andrew got the pipe laid down in the trench, as you can see that, and then brought it up, brought it under, and just were still working on the hose part, like the spigot part for the fountain. And then our friends at Hawks Ridge just pulled up, so we're gonna go take a look-see at what is on the truck here, and the whole truck is ours. So anything and everything that you see on the truck will be here at Creekside. So all of our great staff, the reinforcements are coming. So we're bringing the wagons that things that are going the pines. So the shade items, they can go ahead and go onto the wagons, and we can just haul them off into the pines, make it kind of quick and easy. And then yep, the sun stuff will stay here, and there you go. So I see camellias first off. I see some Southern Living, what is that? October Magic Rose, nice size, 7 gallons. So there you go. That shows you how full the truck is. It's packed all the way to the end, and we're gonna get it unloaded. Okay, y'all, we got the truck unloaded and I cannot wait to share these amazing plants with you. So if you're watching this, that means that the plants are available at the nursery right now. So get in your car and come see us Wednesday through Friday. I can't even talk. Wednesday through Saturday, 9 to 3. But so excited. Now, this is not a nursery tour. I am just going to quickly go over the plants that we ordered to give you a big, broad overview, okay? I'm not going to go into specifics. I'm not going to put plant names up. I'm not going to put pictures. This is a big picture idea here. So if you see something that you're interested in, come on out to the garden center and grab it, because like I already told Cece and Debbie, they were putting some Forever Goldies away and they're like, how many is in there? And I was like, I don't know, but minus 2, because 2 are going in my garden. So you better hurry up and get out here because Jenny's going to be shopping. We're going to start in the shade. We're going to move to the sun. Can I just show you though, like look at the shrub lot. So all of this is new product that we have brought in, and oh my gosh, y'all, gonna be so stinking fun. Like I told Cece, I was like, it is dangerous when you and I can do the plant orders, but then again, on the other hand, you want somebody that loves plants to be placing these plant orders. And without a doubt, Cece and I sure do love some plants. All right, we're gonna start at the end and just kind of work our way up. You know, we joked about me and hostas. Well, so they had the little mini hostas. So we have a whole different kind of collection of mini hostas. And these are the ones that are going to stay nice and petite. If you're familiar with the mouse series, there's Minnie Mouse, School Mouse, Mini Skirt, Pandora's Box. So these are going to be some of your tiniest little hostas. They're going to keep that little tiny foliage. So these are in quartz, not going to be part of the BOGO special, but come and get these. These do great if you have like the strawberry planter or a little small container. These would be fabulous. Calling all fern lovers. Hello, shade gardeners. I have taken care of you and I have got some really fun, interesting, different ferns that you may not have in your garden. First of all, this is an ostrich fern. This is called the King. It is going to be a little bit better for the south. It can handle the heat and humidity. It is a slow spreader. It is going to be big. So it's going to be bigger than our traditional ostrich ferns. But if you've been to the nursery and that whole wooded area behind the fire pit, those are ostrich ferns. Now these are going to be bigger because these are the King. And the Kings like to be like all ostrich ferns and a little bit of moist areas. And these will die back completely in the wintertime. So those are super cool. These, oh my goodness. This is part of that Jurassic series. So this is Jurassic Gold. This is what the new foliage looks like. Obviously we've got some, some older foliage that is dark. There's one sprig, little frond that's coming up. And this one is going to be, 24 tall, 18 wide, nice big size. But this is a really cool one. It almost has like a leathery texture to it, where your ostrich fern is a softer. This has a tougher appearance to it, a texture to it rather. So you have got Jurassic Gold. Then we've got one of my all-time favorites. This is not a new fern, but it is a classic. It is gorgeous. This is called Lady in Red. It is a lady fern. Y'all, if you have a shady, wet area, you need to plant a Lady in Red. This will get massive. It's called Lady in Red because the fronds have a reddish hue to them. I love, 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 love this fern. It is gorgeous. It is elegant. It is a fantastic fern. Classic, oldie but goodie. You cannot beat this fern. This is an autumn fern. This is Brilliance. Brilliance and autumn ferns are evergreen. So if you have a shade garden, look at this, y'all. That is a massive plant already in a 1 gallon. So autumn ferns are evergreen. You get Brilliance because this is that new foliage. It has a kind of that fun, kind of the burgundy, orange, brown hue to it. Great ferns. They can do some sun, but they actually do prefer shade like most ferns do. Then we have right here, who is this one? This is the Japanese beach fern. I forget all the details on the beach fern because I don't have a tag in front of me. Really fun, beautiful fern. There you go. So a beach fern, Japanese beach fern. An arborvitae fern. I have one of these in the forest pansy bed. Y'all, this is the coolest thing. It is not really an arborvitae, but it is called that because of its texture. So it looks like an arborvitae. It is an evergreen. It will also take on bronze hues like an arborvitae shrub does, and your mound just gets bigger. It's not invasive, but it spreads. It is stunning in the forest pansy bed. You need one of these. Nice tough texture to it. Mimi has this in her garden as well. You're gonna love them. Then we have, without making you dizzy, we're gonna spin over here. This is a cool one, y'all. This is so neat. I love this fern. One of these will be coming home with me as well. So this is an East India holly fern. It is going to be evergreen. Y'all, look at the foliage on this thing. How cool is this? So your center is like a chartreuse, and then it gets darker on the edges. It has a tough texture like a holly fern. Look at this though. How cool is this? I love it. And it gets big. I was joking with Cece. I was like, well, think about India, the country, it's big. A 30 by 30. So if you're looking to take up some real estate in your garden, your shade garden, check out the East India fern. Really nice. Native azaleas. We have two different kinds of native azaleas. We have snowbird. Snowbird is going to be a white, very fragrant. All of your native azaleas are going to be deciduous. So they're going to lose their leaves, extremely early spring bloomer, big, huge, showy flowers on it. Snowbird's a pure white. And then we have the yellow one. This is lemon lights. So lemon lights, you can see, is, for whatever reason, has decided to bloom now. Reminds me a little bit of a honeysuckle as far as the color on it. Really nice. Edgeworthia. We've got some gorgeous Edgeworthia. Edgeworthia, a paper bush, is one for your winter interest. It will have this gorgeous, nice, big, huge leaves, kind of a grayish blue hue to them. In the summertime, they're just going to be green. Then they'll turn a nice yellow in the fall. But why you want an Edgeworthia is because in the winter, coming out of winter, going into spring, they bloom. And they're like those really tight yellow-orange clusters on them, and they smell divine. I mean, absolutely insane. Love this. So if you want fragrance in your garden, get an Edgeworthia. You will love it. It's going to be a little bit more for the shade garden. It can do some sun. I have one in afternoon sun, but it's in a really wet area. It's doing great. So I wouldn't say all day sun, but part here and there. Does well in a dry garden. Mimi has them in her garden, and they're really beautiful. Florida sunshines, for my people who have that shade. You're looking for deer resistant plants, Alyssiums. Florida sunshine is an Alyssium, an anise. In fact, when Andrew was pulling them off, he said they smell like licorice, and that's why they are deer resistant, because they have a licorice smell when you crush the leaves. So Florida sunshine, these are stunning plants. Nice and tight, they are gorgeous. Then we tried another Alyssium. This is Orion, and Orion, forgive me, I don't know all the details. Look it up. But look at these flowers on it. Are those not cool? So fun. Great foliage on it. So we have the Orion. We also have the pink frost. Yes, look at me. So this is another Alyssium too. This is that pink frost. This is the variegated. Remember, we did put one of these up in the sign bed, and I told you that I read somewhere on the plant description that it smells like a gin and tonic. So it has a gin scent to it, and it kind of does. It's really cool. But you have the variegated one. This will get some nice size to it, but a good one for the shade. Camellias. We are getting ready to go into camellia season. We're taking care of you. This is going to be Professor Sargent. This is a japonica, right? Nice big leaves. So this is going to bloom in winter time. So January on. Professor Sargent, if I'm not mistaken, big, huge, fat, double red flowers, deep red. And you can see that they've already put their bud set on. So if you get this, you're guaranteed to have flowers this year. So Professor Sargent, we have that as well. Y'all, I'm telling you, there are so many amazing plants. We have Greensboro Red. Greensboro Red is right here behind me. I have this at the chicken coop. It's going to be a beautiful red one. So you've got that. That too is a japonica. Yes, this is a japonica. And here we have another camellia. I'm trying to look at the tags, y'all, so that we can talk about what they are. This is, oh, April Remembered. April Remembered, if I'm not mistaken, is a nice, really soft, like a white and a pink. So we've got that. Calling all monarch, butterfly, pollinator attractors. We've got you, baby. Baby Joe. So here you have, this is the Baby Joe, like I think it's like Joe Pieweed. So this is, but it's Baby Joe. So here you go, gorgeous. So it's a nice petite one. It's got beautiful flowers on it. I'm gonna be adding this to one of the gardens here at the nursery. I think Mimi's already gonna say that she's gonna grab some. So if you're interested in it, you better hurry up. We've got, and then we've got the milkweed. So this is just the traditional orange milkweed, the butterfly weed. This is the Eclipsis tuberosa, right? So it is that nice big bright orange. So if you've got monarchs and you need food, we've got plants for you with your butterfly weed. So you got the butterfly weed here, and then grasses. We've got some carexes. We have blue zinger, which is really fun, right? So a really soft blue. I love blue grasses. Sometimes they can be tricky for you, but look at that. Nice kind of that weeping habit, beautiful color to it. So you've got the blue zinger, you've got the everillo, which we love, and then feather falls. Great ones. Cannot go wrong with those at all. Coming back over here, let's see, we had more camellias. I think we've got some sasanquas right here. Yes, pink snow. So this is a sasanqua. That means it's going to bloom in the fall. You can tell because this is a little tiny leaf. We've got buds on it, pink snow, a nice, I think it's a baby doll pink color on that one. These are going to be cool. I only got two because I just wasn't sure how they would sell. This is Tokyo Tower. This is a Chinese fringe tree. Obviously very upright, very columnar. So they're gonna be great for small, tight spaces. But look at this, y'all. They're gonna be covered in these little white flowers. Reminds me of a loropetalum flower, right? So Tokyo Tower, it is going to be 15 feet tall, but only 3 feet wide. Full sun, hardy in zones at 6 to 8. Really cool. Like if I wouldn't be surprised if I find a spot for one of these somewhere, because I just think it's just the coolest thing ever. Eucharas. We've got Southern Comfort, which is a great one. It is a wonderful one, y'all. It does obviously really well in the South. I have it in multiple containers, and I've had it in those containers for years. You've seen me divide them. I've moved them. Love Southern Comfort. This would be great for a fall pot. Make a fall container. You've got some eucharas. We've got Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia. This particular one is berry timeless. So a really fun, neat, different color, much smaller leaves than looking at Southern Comfort. So you have different size, texture, all sorts of great things on that. Let's see. Moving on. Okay, here we go. Trying to stay focused is really hard. Sweet and Low Sarcococa. This is a great evergreen shrub. It's part of the Proven Winners Deer Proof line. So if you have deer pressure, this is a great evergreen, wonderful for moist areas in that shade, part sun area. Great one, love it, have it chicken coop. It's a great plant. We have the yews. We have both upright yews and the prostrate yews. I think they've already taken those. So if you're looking for the yews, we've got those. Of course, more Edgeworthia. Munchkin, we have Munchkin, which is that nice little small petite oak leaf hydrangea. Love Munchkin, so there you go. We've got multiples of those. North Pole Arborvitaes, you know how much I love my North Poles. Okay, we're gonna go this way. I gotta stay focused. Fire Chief Arborvitae, wonderful for your evergreen. They're taken on already their fall hue to them. So they're called Fire Chiefs because they take on that bronzy. They're not dead, they're not dying, they're very soft. Love this plant. Those Yardline Viburnum, brand new from our friends at Proven Winners. Look at the leaves on this, y'all. This is a great evergreen. We'll get some good size to it. Fast growing, perfect for a privacy hedge. So if you love your neighbors but you need some privacy, check out Yardline. Really a cool plant. We're going to back up here a little bit. More camellias. These are this part of the Southern Living plant collection, and these are 7 gallons. So these are a really nice size camellia. They're both sasanquas. We have the this first whole hedge right here. That is October Magic Rose. Rose is going to be a lovely deep pink. Let me show you the tag here. A really nice deep dark pink. 6 to 8 tall, 3 to 4 wide. So you've got Rose, and then next door we've got Inspiration. And Inspiration is going to be a, look at that, look how sweet that is. White with pink edging. Y'all, if you do not have camellias, you need to have them. And these in the October Magic series from our friends at Southern Living, they can do full sun. I know we think about camellias historically as being shade, and the ones previously that I told you, yes, those are going to be for your shade, part shade garden. The October Magic series can handle full sun. I have October Magic White Shishi in the back patio, full sun. I have October Magic Ruby in the berm, full sun and loaded in flowers. You can put these in full all day sun. They will be fine. They will grow, they will give you tons of flowers and be stunning. Great evergreen option for you there. A cool new plant that I'm going to be adding to the privacy berm is Kinsley's Ghost. We've talked about this. We have seen it in the mature size at the display gardens at Spring Meadow. This is a vine. Kinsley's Ghost is in the honeysuckle family. It is not invasive. It's not going to take over, but it is a beautiful vine. Hardy in zones of 4 to 8, so 6 to 12 tall, 3 to 5 wide. Has a really fun bluish green hue to it. As it matures and you get the flowers, they kind of remind me of a eucalyptus bloom, or the petal, because it gets nice and circular. You'll have flowers, it'll turn red. It is super cool. Great evergreen. I believe it's evergreen, semi-evergreen. Don't quote me on that, but that's a neat one. Then we've got, this is new for us. The Proven Winners did this out new last year. This is Berry Box. Berry Box is an evergreen shrub that will produce and be loaded in these pink berries in the winter time. It is durable, easy to grow, beautiful year round, tidy little evergreen covered in cute white flowers in spring, and then you get the beautiful red berries in the fall. Hardy in zones at 7 to 9. Basically, it's going to be a 3.5 by 3. Really cool plant, y'all. Would be great as a ground cover. First thing that you see in your bed, or even a container. Now, we did the Arctic Fire Red Dogwoods. These are the ones that are nice and green, and then when you get in the wintertime, the stems turn bright red. Been a little hesitant on them, but we've had customers both here and in South Carolina that says these perform great for them. Great, beautiful winter interest, so really neat and excited about that. We got the Ever Red Loropetalums, gorgeous evergreen Loropetalums available for you. Oh y'all, now this is cool. This is what we're excited about. So we have Berry Poppins and Mr. Poppins, right? So these are winter berries, and basically Mr. Poppins is the male, Berry Poppins is the female. And you need at least one male for, gosh, I forget, like 5 or 10, I'll have to look it up, for so many of the female. But look y'all, look at those beautiful red berries that are already in there. Is that not fantastic? I love it. And these do really well in moist areas. Berry Poppins is going to be the one that puts on the flowers and the berries. Mr. Poppins is the male, so he's just going to be a nice green. If you want the berries, you got to have a Mr. Poppins within the vicinity so that they can cross-pollinate. So super cool on that. We also have, we had the soft serve, which you have had, but the Rock Steady Vitex. This is the one I was telling you about, y'all, that I am so excited about. They're on the end of their bloom cycle, which I'm kind of sad about because I wish we could see these in full bloom. But this is such a fast grower, and you can see those beautiful lavender flowers that your pollinators are going to go crazy over. This is going to be like a small tree. So we've got gorgeous 3-gallon Rock Steadies. Again, part of the deer-proof line. So if you have deer pressure, you can safely plant this and you will be good to go. El Nino. I have this, of course, up at the chicken coop. That is that gorgeous desert orchid. Look at the flowers, y'all. Isn't that just so much fun? Big, huge flowers on these. Again, small tree on these guys. Really great very heat tolerant, fast grower. Little lime punches, my friend, are they not unbelievable? I mean, they are gorgeous. Huge, massive heads on these things. Somewhere in here, we also have Bobos. I think maybe the Bobos are up front, and then we have a brand new thing of Incrediballs. So if you are looking for a fresh supply of hydrangeas, we have got you covered, my friends. Little Lime Punch, without a doubt, probably my favorite hydrangea. You know how much I love Incrediballs, great ones. Can we just take a little gander here at all this gorgeous color? Ah, barberries, again, part of the Deer Proof line from Proven Winners. You have Sunjoy Neo, you have Sunjoy Citrus. Yes, they're deciduous, but for the rest of the 3 seasons out of the year, you get this stunning color, which is unbelievable. Then we've got the Forever Goldies. I think these are the ones I'm gonna take 2 of these. And then we have the Dragon Prince. So here, you could have an instant landscape right here. Loads of gorgeous color right before your very eyes. And last, and certainly not least, we have the gardenias. Pillow Talk, you know me and my gardenias. I do adore them. Y'all, they smell divine. They are a beautiful double bloom, more petite than Steady As She Goes. Smells amazing. And then the Loropetalum, the Jazz Hands Variegated Loropetalum. So I think I very quickly, rapidly, hurriedly went through a gazillion plants with you. We'll go into more depth and more focus on these as in subsequent videos, but I wanted to kind of give you an overview of what we have here at the nursery, and so that you can come and shop and get a great selection, because at this point from now on here in the Southeast, it is go time. It is time to start planning your projects. It is time to start go ahead and purchasing. Even if you're not ready to start planting, grab them, take them home, put a saucer underneath them, and they will be fine. That is what I'm doing in my gardens. And so if the rains will ever stop a little bit for it to dry out, then we can actually start to plant. But it is a great time. Beautiful, beautiful selections. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, I'll come back and tell you. So we're going to continue to work on irrigation, and yeah, it's almost lunchtime, so I'll check back with you here in just a little bit. My friends, today's work is complete. We're tired puppies. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so we have been going at it all day, doing here, there, and yonder around here. But today is, the project here is complete. Jerry was able to get the soil out everywhere. There might be a 1 or 2 little places maybe that he needs to put some out. Let me just show you kind of overall. Now, I know if you're looking at this and you're like, well, that is, especially if you know about sod and laying sod, and you're like, well, Jenny, that is not a smooth surface, and that is not a very finished space. And I would say you are 100% correct. We, of course, have had many rainstorms here. The latest one was just yesterday afternoon, about this time. And we got another, I think, 1/2 inch of rain. And so everything, y'all, is just so wet, including this soil. So what we're currently experiencing, some dry air, praise the Lord. So the plan is that tonight we're just gonna let this kind of naturally dry out in this drier air. We're going to see if this little butterfly will stay on the lantana, if we can kind of get a little, oh, there she went. So we're going to let this naturally kind of dry out overnight, all day tomorrow, and then into Thursday morning, because we're not supposed to have any rain in the next couple of days. So come back with the machine and spread it out. There was a 1 or 2 little paths that he had already done. So we will come back and we will refine this and clean this up, you know, even more. Now, on Thursday, at some point on Thursday, the sod is going to arrive, and the soil cube is going to arrive, which is the compost. On Thursday, we will put out the compost and spread that out. Get it nice and even, get everything nice and prepared. So that's where we will make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, so that on first thing Friday morning, we can put the sod down. The reason that we're having the sod delivered on Thursday instead of Friday is because they couldn't guarantee us a first thing early morning delivery on Friday. And the absolute last thing I want to be doing, or anybody wants to be doing, is sitting around here on a Friday waiting for sod to arrive, and then it arrives at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Because we have got, Jerry knows the number of pallets, I don't remember the number of pallets, it's a lot of sod coming. So we have got to get started early and move with purpose. We've got some extra day labor coming to help us. We've got some fine young strapping men that will, the young youthful men that will be here helping us lay this out. So that is the plan. What is going to get sodded is, of course, the interior of the garden, and then we're going to add on additional sod. So here on the side, we have the formal garden here. We're coming out 18 feet. I know it's in some grass, but the idea is that it'll kind of go around that maple tree and then come up to here. We'll just can lay down the compost. And then on the back side of the garden, we're going to come out 5 feet and then lay sod there. So we will have that. Just kind of nook the whole garden in. Now, of course, obviously this fall, the field, wherever the sod ends and the field begins, this is where we will aerate that and plug it super heavy with some of the fescue grass, which is what the sod is and is what is at our house. So it will, the plan is that next spring, next summer, it'll be a seamless look and you won't know what was sod and what was seed. And then this whole area will get sod as well. So we will have the 5 feet out, and then the 18 feet out that way will be sod as well. So if you're coming to visit Creekside for the next couple of weeks, the display garden is going to be closed. So we're going to have it closed just because we're under renovation. So we appreciate your understanding. But yeah, this is not exactly ready or conducive for public viewing. So you can stand on the perimeter in the gravel and you can look in. But yeah, for the next couple of weeks, we will have this closed. One, because we have exposed soil right here, and then 2, we've got to wait until the sod takes and adheres, and then once all that happens, then we can open it up and have the foot traffic on it. So we will let you know. We're gonna have some little posts and chains to kind of cut everything off with signs letting visitors know that it is under renovation. So it's been a great day. All the shrubs, I tell you, Debbie and Cece have worked their little hearts out today trying to get all the shrubs placed and all the perennials placed. But if you're interested in some fun things when you get out here, Mimi's been shopping, I've been shopping, Cece has been shopping, yeah, and I'm not done yet. So move with purpose, people, before Jenny gets all the plants. And so anyway, it has been a day here at Creekside. It's never boring, and so onward we go. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.